Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft right, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descended of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Blast.
TV.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. when you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree in the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, they're scorched tight. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom.
To this day.
From TV.
There we go. Oh shit. Y'all couldn't hear me the whole time? Oh my goodness. Y'all supposed to have said something. My lord. I'm over here talking and walking and running my goddamn mouth. And I was just talking to myself. But then when I was like, can y'all hear me? Y'all didn't even hear me. So you didn't even know that I was saying that shit. God damn. Here we go. Here we go. Me and DJ Run. Dum diddy dum diddy diddy dum dum. God damn it. Dumbass boy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, bump your head ass boy. Here we are in the building. Third Eye Thursdays. Fuck is good. Yes, talk black to me. Third Eye Thursdays. Yeah, that part, huh? What we talking about? Red Summer, my niggas, huh? We in a J.A.S.O.N month. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we in a J.A.S.O.N month. How about it? J.A.S.O.N on that ass. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the family. I was talking to myself for about 10 minutes. You know? You got to get used to that. Talking to myself for about 10 minutes. I was like, God damn it. I was like, damn, they not that responsive today. I guess it's a Thursday. They just, you know what I mean? They're relaxing and shit. Whole time I wasn't even in the building. But guess what? We here now. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, indeed. That song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, that is Theta Waves featuring the Twin Pillars. And your host for today is Brother Red Pillar. I am live and direct. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank you for pulling up. Let's go. Let's go and do this roll call. Let's get this thing rolling and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's here. Shout out to everybody who just was watching the preliminary show that we put up. We put up a clip from Blue Pill from Sunday's lecture, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. You know what I mean? It was only like a 2 hour, but remember, we talking this 8 hours. 8 hours. This thing is 8 hours. Okay. This is from the 28th and whatnot. Do y'all remember last year on June 28th when we went to Stone Mountain? You remember when the whole community showed up and we were on Stone Mountain last? That was a year ago. Atlanta is Atlantis and all of that. With B-Dell, yeah, that was a year ago. It didn't feel like a year ago. It felt like longer than that, but literally it was a year ago. So a year to that day, we was in the building on Sunday, 8 hours. I don't know what the hell was going on, but 8 hours we was going in. And to be honest with you, I have an epilogue. I'm going to end it out this strong in. I don't know what day, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday, but I'm definitely got something in the works. I'm going to give you a finished out lecture and whatnot. I'm going to give you another 3 hours and whatnot because the information, the minute I turned the mic off, I went online and it was new information. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not stop coming. Manhattan, Kansas is, yeah, man, I didn't even know that. Okay, yeah, we in the Mercury retrograde. Don't judge me. Ireland, this is a vicious Mercury. Oh my goodness, this is a vicious Mercury retrograde. Lord have mercy. This shit is not this is a violent one. Y'all be careful out there with this Mercury retrograde. This shit right here, 0 to 100. 0 to 100 immediately. That's what this one is. Dallas, Texas in the building. Mableton in the building. NC in the building. North Las Vegas in the building. Trenton in the building. Bring back the Kings County Raglands. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it because I do have a Raglan plug. Pause. Out here. West Hartford in the building. Detroit in the building. I don't like making clothes. I like designing them, but that whole process of the whole thing, it's just, I kind of grew out of that. So if I could get a warehouse and they do shit like, all I got to do is come in and pick out designs and whatnot, I'll probably do that. But the old school Harlem way, yeah, that's that. We left that in Harlem. Nashville, Tennessee, Buffalo up in this thing, Cleveland in the building, Indianapolis in the building, North, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Southern Oregon in the building, Pomona in the building, Los Angeles, we got South Carolina, Brookhaven in the building, Chicago in the building, Pomona up in this Jersey in this biatch. We got Cleveland, we got Decatur, where it's greater, Pittsburgh, London, yeah, I'm talking about Minnesota. All right, DMV, shout out to the DMV. Shout out to Atmore, Alabama to Houston. I don't even know where that's at, but I want to go there one day. Yeah, the J and the Jason months. We are in the J of the J.A.S.O.N. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Youngstown, Ohio. Gainesville up in his biatch. Phoenix, what's the temperature out there? Please, could we get a temperature check? I seen light poles melting and whatnot. I felt the Phoenix, Arizona weather. I felt that heat in 1991 or 92. I thought I was being punished for something that I did in a past lifetime. That's how hot it was. Dead ass. I promise you. I was going to the car and the heat was pulling on my wig, bro. The heat had me in a headlock on the way to the car. We went to the gas station. We drove through Death Valley. Y'all heard of Death Valley before, right? We was going to what's that called? Studios. What's that shit called? Whatever that thing is where the Terminator, where they had Universal Studios in California. We was driving from Phoenix. I went to Death Valley. I went inside the store, right? We went and got gas at the gas station. Dead ass. I was like, it is so hot. The AC is not even, it's blowing hot air. I went into the ice box to get oh shit, they got the they had a toasted almond. I used to love toasted almonds in school, right? I ran and grabbed a toasted almond. I paid for it. By the time I got back into the whip, it was toasted almond milk. I ain't never had no shit like that happen before in my life. The toasted almond was milk, and when I took it out the freezer, it was like ice, rock. Pause. I was like, nah, this is not this. You know, I'm a solar. I consider myself one of the solar children. You know, we solarly activated, nigga. What would you rather, burn up or freeze? What would you rather be in, like Arctic weather, or would you rather be into some shit where you in the middle of the Sahara? It's only 99 degrees in Vegas, 99 in Greenville, 102 in Vegas, 104 in Jersey. Talk black to me. And you know, no disrespect, Jersey. It's Jersey, but that air in Jersey is not very clean. Respectfully. It's smoking in NC. Happy Scorch of July. I like that. The Scorch of July. You know? You said neither. Yeah, I would neither either. But if there were a preferred, I don't know. I'm with the heat. I'm one of them people. I am not with the cold at all. I'm not with the cold. Let me melt. Fuck that. Let me just melt. 81 in Los Angeles. Okay. 75 in St. Thomas. 81 in Buffalo. Shit. All right. I hear that. 102 in Bmore. I love winter. Nah, I'm with the heat. I'm like Miami. I'm like LeBron. I'm with the heat. You know what I mean? I'm cool on the cold weather. Burn me up. I'll find a shade somewhere. I'll dig a fucking hole and jump in that shit and cover myself up with some dirt if it get too cold. You know what I mean? Like a groundhog. You know what I'm saying? But I am not. It's water somewhere, right? I'll be like them white boys. I'll be jumping in any type of water. Well, not any type of water. Cause, bro, not any type of water. But yeah, shit. I'll go with the heat. You know? So yeah, man. Let's go into this thing right here. Who's seen this shit? Oh my goodness. So the World Cup is a mixture now of voodoo and the Hunger Games. Is this AI or is this real? Let me know, because these days you don't know what's AI. They done got so good. I don't know what's real. You feel me? But I know this was on my timeline, Wild Heavy and whatnot. Remember when the Diddy trial. Remember the Diddy trial, and they had people doing testimonies and whatnot. And then somebody was like, yo, Diddy's eyes turned black. And his nickname was Mr. Black, right? His nickname was Frank Black, not Frank White, but Frank Black. Is that a man or a woman? Like, I mean, I don't know what I'm seeing. I don't know what's going on, but this shit looks kind of weird and whatnot. Brazil, right? Because you know, you said that's AI. If that's AI, then we in trouble, bro. Because that shit looks super real. For real. I'll wait and see if they interview this nigga, because you know how that be. If it's AI, they have his ass on the TV in a few days and whatnot. They love to interview people to go viral. You know? So Argentina's best player died a few years ago. That's Maradona right there. That's the dude Maradona that I'm looking at. Let me know what's happening. But if you see somebody's eyes shift like that, then you yeah. Okay, that's AI. That's Maradona. He looked like that. He's Argentina famous player. He died years. How did he die? Naturally, or some crazy shit? Yeah, that's dope. That's okay. Who's seen a Lumumba fan? Yeah, I seen him. I don't see him no more because them niggas lost. You know, but the shifting of the eyes is real. Yeah, the eyes. That is real. Eyes do shift. The eyes do shift. Let us continue.
Character development in video games. Many of the characters that you know and love started out in the design process as black, and the designers would show, you know, their work to the higher ups, and they veto the designs. Bit by bit, the character gets lighter and lighter and lighter until they're white. No shit. Cal Kestis from the Star Wars Jedi Survivor video game, he was supposed to be a black character. He was supposed to be a black woman, actually. The studio execs vetoed the fuck out of that, so they had to make Cal Kestis a white boy. Literally, the higher ups, the people who worked on the video game, came out and said the higher ups would not let the game release with a black protagonist as the main character. Nobody's gonna play a game about a black woman Jedi. That's why his master becomes, I can't remember her name right now, that black woman character in the game. That was the concession. The main character was supposed to be a black femme protagonist. They do this on purpose because they believe that video games with black leads will not sell, which is, we know, a lie.
So,
which we know is a lie. The industry is vehemently anti-black.
And as a result of the industry being vehemently anti-black, and if it was so anti-black, why the fuck are you in it? I don't understand. Why give it your money? Why give it your time? Why concede? I'm not in no industry that's anti-me. I'm just not doing it. I won't either be in that industry, or I'll get such a rush trying to disrupt that energy that I'm gonna be like, yo, let's literally knock down this industry. Henceforth, why we decided to declare war on all of those industries when we launched the fantasy complex industry. That is a declaration of war to get your imagination back. That is a declaration of war, to whereas I had to call out my childhood. That wasn't an easy task, to basically stand up there and call out my whole entire childhood and be like, it was all a lie. You feel me? Them people was lying to us. Some of the heroes, these characters that I grew up looking up to, right? The G.I. Joes and the He-Man and all of that. Stan Lee, Marvel Comics. I had to dash away all of that. I had to talk, you know, I had to remove myself and detach myself and say, nah, we would rather compete against them. We would rather compete against them before we conform and be like, I want to get signed to Marvel Comics or I want to get signed to DC. No, I don't. Not based off of what I've seen and how they do our people and whatnot, not based off of the internal quote unquote racism that I know exists inside of those corporate buildings. Hell nah. Build your own building, right? So what are we here to do? We're here to disrupt the comic book industry. We're here to disrupt the toy industry. We are here to disrupt the video game industry. We are here to disrupt the animation industry. And we are here to disrupt the cartoon industry all at the same damn time. Maybe 2 years ago, it would have been a little challenging, but it ain't challenging no more. Okay? There's no more challenge. You could do it. The only thing your ass need is some tokens and time. You could disrupt all of those industries, tell your story, launch your avatar, put your goddamn character out there. Who the hell? I'm good with all of that other shit. It's not serving nobody. It ain't serving nobody. Them stories that they be telling us is not helping no one. Niggas is still trying to figure out what the hell, who the hell, you know, Star Wars was really talking about. I'm good. I'm getting on all of that. Build your own mythos, build your own fables and whatnot. You dig? Build it out. You don't need nobody. They're gonna come running to you once you get the motion any damn way. Believe in you. We gotta believe in each other. We gotta believe in ourselves. Real talk. And this ain't no damn pep talk either. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start believing in our own shit. Regardless of how, look how Nintendo started out. It ain't start out with hyper graphics. I was just sent a video from the, it took a while. It took a while. You know? So this weekend, they just returned something called Fable, right? Fable just came back to Anthropic. And it's gonna be open. It's going to be available for about 72 hours. For good, it's going to be available for, I would say, an affordable price. I don't even think that they're charging for the next 72 hours. I would take my weekend off, lock the fuck in until July the 7th. I would take my weekend off. I'm not going nowhere. I was going on vacation. I was going to a festival. I'm not going nowhere. Fuck all of that. I'm not going anywhere. I'm locking in. I might even get a hotel room somewhere so I don't have no distractions. I'm not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get me about a 7th and I'm locking in. Why go somewhere and spend money and be it taking pictures and standing around? No, I'm not doing that. Fuck that. Y'all do it. I ain't going nowhere. I'm locking in. I'm building a website. I'm building a video game. I'm making something. Y'all can have all of that outside stupid shit. Niggas doing line dances. Y'all can have all of that. I'm good. This is about completing the project. You know what I mean? I'm not bigger than the program. This is about the program. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for some high-powered shit, and now that we got it, I'm on it. I'm just talking for myself. I'm not trying to convince anybody of how to move and whatnot. But man, I'm good. I was gonna go to the Essence Fest and see me some Anita Baker. Yeah, she gonna have to see me later. I'm good, sis. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm Gucci. Check this out. For anybody that's attempting to use it, here is some little bit of tidbits on how to function with your tokens so you don't burn out, because you could jump on it and use it for the wrong reason. But this is a super duper powerful model. This might be the most powerful model in the world right now. And we got to solve some problem. We got work to do. Shit, we behind. We down 100 in the fourth.
This is how to use Fable 5 without hitting your usage limits. Okay, so I started doing this back before the federal government decided to ruin the fun and tried to take away Fable 5. But now that it's back, I wanted to share it with you guys because it is really awesome. So essentially, you're going to use Sonnet 5 as your brainstorm buddy, your thought partner, and you're going to just brain dump. You're going to have it ask questions. You're going to ask it to do research, and you're just going to really flush out this idea. And once you feel like you've flushed out the idea of whatever you're trying to build, you can do this in a normal chat. You can do this on your phone. As long as you have the linear NCP connected, you can do this on your phone just in a chat log. And so you just chat with it and then ask it to take everything you guys decided to do and create linear tickets and structure it out with dependencies and blockers so that each ticket is specified about what is it relying on and whether or not a human needs to be in the loop or if an AI agent can't handle it for you.
So he might sound like he's speaking another language. I just want to translate what he's saying. Right now, it don't matter what type of AI you have. You could be a regular person and knows nothing about technology. All you got to do is open up ChatGPT, Gemini, or any one of the apps that you have on your phone where you could basically click on the mic, right? And then you literally could click on the microphone and just start talking. Hey man, how's everything going? Check this out. You are now a senior level CTO. You are now a senior level COO. You are now a senior level web designer and developer. And I have a great idea that I want to talk to you about. Check this out. I was just thinking that I wanted to create an app that when you do this, it does that. And when you do that, it does this. Everybody got an app idea. Everybody has an app idea. Everybody got an idea of something that they were dreaming about in theta waves or theta state. And then they woke up and they were like, yo, that is $1 million idea, right? Some people were able to capture that idea on paper. Some people were able to record it on a recorder. You know, they used to have dream books back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And people were playing the numbers off of that. That's your idea. That is your idea. You said it won't let you talk that long? Shit, I'll be talking to it for about 10 minutes. And then when I finish talking, go and get Whisper. You need Whisper. That's an app called Whisper. When I finish talking to it, I upload it. And then I have a conversation with the AI, with the first AI for about 30 minutes because it's going to go a little back and forth. Then I take that information, I take that and I turn it into a white paper, right? I take that into, dreams turn into creations. That is how things are created, through the dream state. Technology started out in the mental plane first. No technology made itself. Well, now it's making itself with the AI and the agents, but prior to that, prior to the rise of the agents, things were not just making themselves. It had to pass through a layer of thought or the mental plane before it came down into Malkuth and whatnot. But now with the agents and the agentic AI, you have agents creating agents. So we are in the matrix. We are probably 2 hours into the movie right now, but it is what it is, right? Y'all said that y'all wanted to meet the Oracle. Shit, how you think you're gonna get there? Y'all wanted to meet Trinity, so we in the movie now. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. May the best man, you know what I mean, collapse the machine. But you take the white paper, you turn your conversation into a white paper, and then you would take your white paper and go into Claude. When I say Claude, I mean Anthropic, and they have an app called Claude. Let me see if I could pull up Claude, because I don't want to lose anyone. You know, there's no need to lose anybody. We could just show and prove. right? So this here is Claude. This is Anthropic Claude, right? This is just one of the pages of something that I might be working on, that I'm working on right now. Okay, I'm putting together the notes before I create a tool. So before you create any type of tool, before you create anything, you're going to be building and talking, similar to if you was in a lab with your peoples, similar to if you were in a workspace or a workbench, similar to when you at work and whatnot. Y'all have to brainstorm and go through different iterations, and questions are asked and whatnot. You got to have everything kind of like laid out, and then you put it in what is known as a markdown file, right? You put it into a markdown file, and then you upload that markdown file into, this is Claude. So right here, I would click on this and I will go to more models, and boom, I will pull up Fable, right? Then I would click on Fable, and I would use Fable to basically build out the app that I want to get built out. But I won't use Fable until it's time to do the super duper work. Similar to like when you building a house, you don't bring certain people in to basically start working on the electric circuits and whatnot until you finish certain parts of the house. They don't even get the call to pull up and whatnot to do the roof until you do the frame and whatnot. That's similar to you building anything right now. If you know how to build a house, you could build an app. If you know how to build a song out of like Fruity Loops and everything, if you're an engineer and you could build out a song, why the hell are you building out an app? Why you not building out an app? Why you not building out a tool and whatnot? Why not build out a solution? If you paying $20 for something, do you know that you could build out the equivalent of that and not pay it no more? Like if you paying for what they call SaaS, subscription as a service, my subscription as a service just on one card is like $500. That's not a lot compared to what some other people are spending. But I am adamant about knocking that down to $20. I'm going to reverse engineer. I'm going to clone all of those apps that I got to use, MailChimp, Zoom, all of that got to go. All of that got to go. I'm not spending no money on none of that. I want to clone that shit, and then I want to offer that up to my community. And not at the prices that they had us paying, because they literally are taking our money. You know, they literally are digging our pockets. So now it's time to build our own apps. You know, and I'm so confident with the network that I'm connected to, you know, based off of just the bills that we've been having on and off record and whatnot. I'm so confident that it's like anything that I want built, I know that I could pick up a phone and call somebody in my network. There's literally damn near nothing, no question that I have that won't be answered by somebody that in my network if I call them. It's literally nothing that I probably won't be able to build by reaching out to somebody in the network. You know what I mean? Because if they can't do it, they definitely know somebody that can. Oh yes, don't sleep on Claude design. Yes, Claude. So think about Claude like a Swiss Army knife. It does multiple things. It's not a one-trick pony. It might have about 5 to 6 use cases. You have Claude design, you have Claude code, you have Claude co-work. You got regular Claude, just a regular chat bot answering questions, doing regular shit. But co-work is for basically if you got work to do, it's gonna work with you. It is a co-worker, and it's such a good co-worker. It might be better than you. Then we have Claude Code. Anything that has anything to do with coding, you know what I mean? Anything, repos, installing repos, reading your code, fixing bugs and everything. Claude Code, the old faithful. And then we have, of course, Claude Design. I could take pictures of a website. Let's say that there's a website that I always love. Let's say that there's an editorial magazine that I always love the ambiance of it. I love the design. I love the design language of it. Let's say that I'm a Bapester head. I love what Nego is doing. I'm into streetwear. Nigga, take screenshots of all that shit, feed it to Claude Code, and now that becomes your design language. That becomes your language. Yo, I got an offer out there. I'm looking for, man, I'm not even going to say it. Let's just say that my goal is to have 1 million tokens, you know? And for all of the people that's out there that we have some good news for all of my app developers and all of my builders and my devs and whatnot who have come through KTL University. Y'all come through Techno Tuesday. Y'all been tapped in and whatnot. Check it out. So in August at the Invest Fest, right, we are going to be highlighting some of our top students. Okay, we are going to be highlighting some of our top students. We are going to be pedestaling some of our top students. We are going to be interviewing some of our top students. We are going to be quote unquote celebrating some of our top students. So if that's you, the way that you get to the top is that you built something. You just got to build something. Like if you build something and you have proof of work and whatnot, and you have a working app or a working tool, and you created a solution, and don't be out there getting no bread and whatnot. Don't be out there and your app is and you got subscriptions and shit, and you know what I mean, and you running up a baby bag and whatnot, or a big bag. Yeah, we want to talk to you. You know what I'm talking about? We want to highlight you. Yeah, we want to put you on a big screen and whatnot. We want to expose you to those 20 to 30,000 people that are going to be walking around and whatnot. We want to show you off. So if that's you, then I need you to holler at your peoples and whatnot. I'll leave the email, but yeah, be a part of our demonstration and whatnot. That's the best way that we could link back up and give back to one another. We want to celebrate you, and we want you to show us what you've been able to do with the information and with the data and with the teachings and whatnot. It'll be a full circle moment. You know what I'm talking about? It'll be a full circle moment. So everybody that's building and making things, even if you got 3 jobs and you're finding a way and whatnot, trust. You know what I'm talking about? Salute, trust. We respect, we honor, and yeah, we there for you. And this is who we're doing this shit. We're kicking down doors and we're opening up more doors, and we're getting in front of these trillionaires and these billionaires and these millionaires, and we dropping our nuts and we talking our shit because it's that time. There's nothing else to do but that. There's nothing else to do but that at this point. I'm not gonna, we can't be quiet. You know, we can't be quiet. I'm impressed by a lot of people that are out there doing their thing and whatnot. Even if, you know what I mean. I am impressed. I read the blogs. I read the comments. You feel me? I see what's being done when we're in Discord. I'm looking at the creations when we were in school. Last night we was on Zoom to like 2 in the morning. You know what I'm talking about? And we let the KT aliens just take over and do what they had to, and just do their thing and whatnot. Show each other how far they are getting with this technology. And it was a beautiful sight to see. I couldn't even say, yo, yeah, let's shut it down. Nah, I was like, let's rock. You know what I mean? I'm in my mind, I'm like, shit, this could go on to 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. If you only know how much is sacrificed to get to these points and whatnot, if you only know how much I had to give up just to get here, then you will understand how elated I am to see people finally breaking through and making shit happen, bro. You know? Yeah, let me just drop my email because everybody that can do something, now is the time to tap in with us. We need the grant writers. We got the black colleges on our line and whatnot. We got a lot of shit going on off screen and on screen as well. We just don't talk about everything because, until you really get shit really, what I mean, where it needs to be, there's really nothing to talk about. We demonstrating. You know what I'm saying? We demonstrating. All of that talk, we've been talking for years. Now it's time to show and prove. Shit, we've been talking, but I'm glad we've been talking because I go back and I look at the archives and I'm like, shit, you was talking that shit. And I said it before, and I had predicted it in slow, low key, obsidian, second brain, obsidian, right? So now when I hook my obsidian up and I fed the obsidian the YouTube channel, right? And Obsidian was able to read the metadata. Obsidian was like, hold on. You know the AI be gassing you up, right? You know that. So I'm not about to get up here and start rallying about what the computer said to me like that means something, right? I just don't want to be one of those people. Yo, you know the AI said that I look good, right? Like the AI be knowing. No, nigga. The fuck? The AI is trained to lie to your ass. Nigga, don't get gas. A cipher, don't get gas. You know? But what it did say when it read the metadata is it was like, damn, bro, you've been saying some shit since early 2000s. Like it was really it really understood what I was on. It really it was understanding. It was like, yo, fam, you're early you're like one of the early your mind, the things that you was talking about in them YouTube videos, like, bro. And I was saying this before, that we're moving into an economy where you are going to be able to monetize the things that you have already done. It's going to be like a proof of work, but not just proof of work. Your proof of work is going to be you're going to be able to monetize your proof of work. That's where we're going with it. So if you could show and prove that you was on some type of shit before, let's say, the majority of the people that's on AI right now, if you could prove that you were one of the early ones, like the early 100 or the earliest 1000, you're gonna be able to monitor. There's gonna be a way to either social credit or tokens or some type of you'll be rewarded. I don't know to what degree. You feel me? I got to do some more meditation on it. But I did. I've seen it. I saw that future. There's going to be reward systems put in play for the work that you did. That's why I tell people work and catalog, work and catalog, work and catalog. Look, if I could do a lecture every day, I would. Why? Because, nigga, publishing. I did an 8-hour lecture. Why? Because somebody taught me how to get publishing off of doing a lecture. What are we talking about? ASCAP, nigga. ASCAP. These YouTube videos, ASCAP, BMI. This is like music being streamed. You know what I'm talking about? BMI. All of this is monetizable. Content is king. My catalog. It don't matter if YouTube acts crazy one day. The shit is all backed up. It does not matter at all. The content is there. It's already been recorded. It's in the ethers. It's on the Wayback Machine. I got it on a blockchain. You know what I'm saying? Content. So this especially if the content is so valuable, where it's like, damn, in 2010, you was talking about the blockchain. In 2000, well, maybe not the blockchain, but in 2010, you was talking about this, you was talking about that. You said that the evolution will be digitized. Yeah, that's in 20 years from now, nigga. That's a bag. That's like a stock. That's like a stock. So you got to know your role. You got to know your worth. That's the new know your worth. The new know your worth means the data that you put out on the internet is still worthy of something. Even if you was out wilding out on the internet, you still have to figure out, how can I monetize this data? So boom, Facebook will remind you 10 years ago, you was kind of like on one, right? But now you're not on one. Well, there goes your story right there. Why don't we learn about your 10-year journey of how you became enlightened? That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is called a micro drama. You could make 500 parts of that. You could make 100 parts of that. You could make a 50-part series. You could make it a 50-part documentary like Hood Horrors did with Nature Boy. But the only difference is now you're telling a story of victory. You're telling a story of overcoming. You're telling a story of adversity. And you don't got to be the one narrating it. Why don't you pay one of the Ratchets to do it? Why don't you get a Chocolate Godiva to do the voiceover? You know? Why don't you pay somebody whose voice you like? If you know, I won't say get the AI, pay a human. You know what I'm talking about? Reach out to a rapper. They need the fucking, they trust me, they need the Cash App. You know what I mean? Reach out to somebody with a good voice, like a Morgan Freeman type voice. Why don't you reach out to one of the master teachers and make them an offer that they can't refuse? Send them a band or something. Everybody moves for $1,000. I don't give a fuck what it is, except selling tail and whatnot. But even that, what about sending somebody a band? Be like, yo, I got $1,000 for you. I need you to voice over my whole life. I'm doing like a 50-part series. Please, I beg of you. You know, see where they at. But if you, yeah, but I mean, if the shit goes rough, go with the AI. If the budget is not budgeting in, go with the AI and let it speak. You could speak with it. You could speak some parts, and then you can have the Karen voice speak other parts. Then you can have a Jamaican voice. Look, I got my Jamaican AI going crazy. Hold on, let me see. I could show you better than I could tell you. I got my Hey Man. You know what I mean? I found a Jamaican shit. I got on it. But yeah, content is king. This is all about the story now. This is all about your story. Tell your story, and people will definitely show up. But it's like I told somebody the other day when we was talking, and I need everybody to understand this, because we got to understand when to tell our story, right? We got to understand when to tell our story. Check it out. Jalen Brunson is playing basketball with his father as the assistant coach, right? The other dude, he lost his mama and 6 family members during COVID, right? The big nigga who's dating the girl that used to be with the Kardashians, and she came out with a bag and stupid shit, Jordan Falls or Jordan, whatever her name is. Anyway, I didn't give a fuck about their story until they won the goddamn chip. You understand? Nobody cares about your story until you win, bro. Stop trauma bonding about shit that nobody cares about. Get the fucking chip first. Karl Anthony Towns. He lost 6 family members, but if he would have lost the championship, nobody would have cared. It don't matter. Who cares? Everybody got a story. So what? What are you doing with it? How are you going to get the fucking chip? How is your story inspiring you to go ahead and fucking win, bro? That's the only thing that matters. Nobody cares about your stories. You could only tell your story in hindsight after the W. I couldn't do no documentary about myself until I became Red Pill. Nobody cared about that. Oh, you're a twin. Okay, so what, nigga? There's a whole village in Nigeria with twins. What makes you special? Nobody cares. And even when you tell your story and they still don't care. They just willing to listen because you got a chip, nigga. They don't care. It's just a part of the narrative because you won. If you lose, you don't have the right to tell a story. Understand how this shit works. People are confused about what this world is. We all got horror stories. We've all been done dirty. We all been on our face flat. We all been walked over like doormats. Who cares? What did you do with that? How did you use that shit to power up? And what the fuck does your revenge look like? That's what I'm concerned with. Who, you know what I'm talking about? Who did you clip as a result of that? So now when I see homie snatching boards and he's smacking blocks and everything, and he's snatching boards and he's yelling as he runs down the court, I'm like, that's my guy right there. I love this nigga. He lost his family. He's a legend. But you got to be winning first. You got people that's not winning and they don't understand that this is about this. We're on the stage right now. We're all in the arena. People talk about bread and circus. Bread and circus. The whole world is bread and circus. If you got to, ever since they came out with TV, nigga, this is not the Roman days, nigga. We don't got to go to the Coliseum to see motherfucking action, nigga. You got a phone. The whole shit is bread and circus. This whole thing is bread and circus. It's a fucking stage. So miss me with all of the fake ass, yeah, this is bread and circus. The whole world is bread and circus. Nigga, you don't control the media? The fuck? You're not in control of the programming? Nigga. Bread and circus. The whole thing is bread and circus. It's layers of bread and circus. So I say all of that to say, man, let's get in our bag. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get in our bag. Let's get the fucking chip and then let's tell the story. Facts. There's a lot of stories to tell. If you die, you won the chip. How is that? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Nobody cares about your story till you die. The niggas can't, motherfuckers don't be cold in the ground yet. And they be like, yo, where's the documentary on this person? Where's the story? You got to die first. Niggas become legends after death. You know what I'm talking about? And the ones that didn't die soon enough, they stuck around and they became a villain. Die, nigga. Why are you here? You got to know why you're here. Everybody's not here for the same reason. Everybody's not here to be told. Everybody is not here to be a legend. But those that want to be a legend, those that want to be immortalized, you got to play the game by a different set of rules. I'm not talking to the grannies and the aunties and the uncles and everybody that just want to live a regular life and be parents. This is not for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not even calling you an NPC, but these rules don't apply to you. I'm talking about the niggas that want to be prolific. I'm talking about those that want to be thug immortals. I'm talking about those that want their names to be spoken of forever. You gotta find a cross and get on that shit. Look at all of these rappers that be dying with no fanfare. Nobody remembers them. Nobody's talking about them a week later and whatnot. Your death wasn't electrified and you didn't die good enough. You know what I'm talking about? You didn't die hard enough, my nigga. No disrespect. Die hard, nigga. Die hard and we'll talk about you. How about that? The fuck? Shout out to Gucci Man.
I know he dropped to his knees immediately as soon as this drop. He's like, I mean, what else do you want me to do? I'll call you me. Hello, Pooh. Yeah, you hear them saxophones, son? Those are for you. You put this nigga at gunpoint and you had somebody record? What was the purposes of that? Storytelling? Bro, no, I don't need you to talk right now. We need to get to the bottom of this because you had somebody pull out a Draco on recording. And you're talking about that's how you're going to get out of the deal?
Now, I'm not being dark. I'm not being facetious, right? It is the beginning of the J.A.S.O.N month. I just want to give an example of what I mean, right? Clearly, in this situation, Roderick Davis, aka Gucci Man, he was the victim in a situation where he could have died. Now, if Gucci Man would have died, the legend of Gucci Man, the immortality of Gucci Man, the quote unquote Gucci Man would have been pedestal, he would have been lionized, he would have ascended, right? His artist, Pooh Shiesty, killed his label boss in a crime of passion, in a crime of greed, in a crime of ignorance. All things would have went to Roderick Davis. He would have got pedestaled. He would have got lionized. He would have been quote unquote legend. He would have went on a Mount Rushmore. They'd have made songs about him. Atlanta would be crying. Niggas would get the ice cream cone on their faces and whatnot. They would have made murals of him. All of that would have happened. I'm not wishing nothing bad on nobody. I'm just showing you how this thing works because I did not create this. I didn't create a necromancy society. I didn't create a prison planet. That's not my doings and whatnot. Well, as far as I know, I didn't do that. It just so happens that this is where we live and whatnot, and this is how it works. You become legendary when you die. Now, if he would have, now when he dies at 90 years old, let's say that he has a natural, he's going out, Kiora is holding his hand, and his son Ice is grown up now, and he's dripping ice on him, and it's like, my father. You know what I mean? It's cool. He'll get acknowledged and everything, but it'll be different. It'll just be different. So you have these rappers who literally signed up to say, I want to die young. I want to die. I'm thugging it. Like Pooh Shiesty said, I'm thugging it until the end. I'm doing this shit until they stop me. They got to put me down. Give me life. Give me the chair or put a bullet in my head. Other than that, I'm a menace. I'm tearing this bitch down. I'm burning it down. I'm Killmonger. That is the mentality of what they call the YNs, right? So they're not here to be fit. They look at you what? 50 years old? Damn, you a right nigga, you're a fossil. Why do they say that? Because in their minds, 30 is the limit. A 50-year-old is a great grandfather to a YN because they want to die at 19 and 20. Facts. They already, they like, shit, I'm going out like all of the legends. I'm dying at 18. And when I die at 18, guess what? They're going to name a whole block after me. They're going to name a whole gang after me. And we're going to rack up the bodies and whatnot. So when I'm in the underworld or the afterlife, if they're killing people to my name, if they're catching bodies, which is a blood shit, you want to talk about Illuminati and everything, y'all want to talk about the Bilderbergs. Well, that shit that they're doing in the hood is the same thing. It's a blood sacrifice to a dead person. They're feeding a god. They're feeding an entity. They got tattoos of the nigga on their neck and whatnot, and they're summoning him. They're summoning him. They call him up when they with their shorties and whatnot. Yo, word to King David, on this person, on that person, on this person. You feel me? That's what they do. And they'll catch murders and whatnot in the name of that 18-year-old. I think the brother who they named O Block after, he was 14. Right? What was his name? Odie Perry or something? He was 14 or 15. And then they have Tuka, right? The kid that they killed at the bus station in Chicago and whatnot. He was 15 and they made him, they started smoking on him and he became the rapper pack, right? He becomes a rapper pack. So in whatever realm that he's in, right, it might not be too good for him. But then there's another realm where they're sliding for certain people, like a King Von and whatnot. He might be getting pushed through, right? Because people on the planet in the second in this dimension and whatnot, they're still putting on and they're still sacrificing for this spirit. You see how that works? This is the hood edition. It's still the same thing. They put your name on a wall, that's a mural. They put your name on a wall, that's a mural, right? So your mural could last longer than everybody that's on that block. They could die off and everything. But that gate or that wall, unless it's painted over, that's kind of like you. That's your spirit. That's your memory. That's your legacy and whatnot. These kids are dealing with a level of necromancy and whatnot. And my generation, there was a little something on the get back side, and niggas would spin blocks, but not like this. Not like this. This is different. This is like their religion. We were not doing this. Okay? We were not doing this. They do this shit for sport. You know? They do it for sport. I'm never going to condone it, but what I do know, it is a rites of passage, right? What I do know, it is a rites of passage. And for somebody like myself who was caught up, and I know the power of the allure of the streets, I know the pull, I know the magnetic pull of what they call the underworld. You know, they just got to go through it. You know, there's nothing that nobody's going to do to stop a train once that shit has left the station. You're not going to stop nobody from going through their hero's journey. I'm sorry. I don't mean to tell anybody nothing, you know, to sound pessimistic. They literally, you got to be on that other side of the tunnel the same way that, you know, people be waiting outside of the jail when a nigga come out from doing 30 years and you meet him right there outside the barbed wire fence. Well, you're going to have to meet these young kids on the other side of that tunnel where the rainbow is at. Because there's not, unless you're going to go into that dark tunnel with them, you're going to get in the trenches with them. You're going to go into the underworld with them. Because other than that, you're going to have to meet them on the other side. Because you're not going to stop a caterpillar from turning into a butterfly. That's not, I just, at this point, it just is like frivolous to even act like we could intercede on the downward spiral of the younger generation and whatnot as they descend into darkness. You know? India Irie said it's the frequency scrambling the prefrontal. Right. So what I can say with all consideration and whatnot, and what I can say is that with Clive Davis dying, and with other quote unquote people who are holding on to dark energy inside of the industry, who, you know, at the end of the day, without seeing the movie Sinners and whatnot, we know that we know if there's a spell being casted on our people, we know where the headquarters or the ground zero of that spell is. It's the music industry. Do the forensics on Clive Davis's career and you'll find your culprit. It ain't even rocket scientists. And I didn't hear Curtis Jackson saying shit about a documentary about him. I didn't hear none of these buffoonery ass Negroes saying nothing about a documentary. They didn't even turn up on him. They let the black women, I seen more black women turning up on Clive Davis than I seen these bird ass Negroes, especially these industry niggas. They've been silent and he's already been buried. You dig? And I think Jermaine Dupri went to his funeral. No, Ja Rule did. The fuck? Ja Rule was at his funeral. Looking real goofy. Looking real stupid. Looking real, why are you there? I don't think he was at Irv Gotti's. Slave ass niggas. Old boot looking ass niggas. Yeah, Alicia Keys was there. Alicia Sneeze. You know what I'm talking about? For what? For what? Alicia Keys, how dare you go to his funeral and you know what the hell going on with him and Whitney Houston? Y'all gonna get licks in the afterworld. They gonna come visit you in your dreams. How dare you show your face and give any type of social credit or any type of value to that damn demon and whatnot? Y'all supposed to all sat in your goddamn houses that day. Are you dumb? You don't know what type of energy that person was dealing with? And if he gave Alicia Keys a great life while he gave every other musician that we know of his ass to kiss, then she's the fucking op. She's a goddamn bootlicker. If she had it good with him, then you know what the hell she was probably doing. She's a damn mammy when them damn doors close and whatnot. So I don't even trust her at the end of the day. And Ja Rule, I don't even know why you was there. You don't even got a career like that, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I guess he was paying your light bill or something and you just owed him and shit. But, bro, relax. You was just getting back, nigga. Damn.
Do you not understand how these deals work? Especially 360s. He's under duress, stress. His life is threatened. And you think he's just gonna get out of that? Hang up. Man, fuck that. Make sure my wire come in. I'm just trying to figure out under any circumstance why you would record this. This is the most incriminating shit I've ever seen in my life.
Let them know you dropping me. I'll drop you. No.
That's the YNs for you. They always want to see themselves. They think they motherfucking old dog and menace. Everything got to get recorded. The most dumbest generation to drop out of the goddamn heavens ever. You recorded this, bro. Why? So y'all can watch it again and laugh and key. Now that's the shit that's gonna get your ass the electric chair.
I'm saying, who should actually drop from 1017? Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on.
How you gonna say nobody doing no police shit while you sitting there doing some police shit? Or did you not think that this was police shit because you was the one robbing that nigga? But recording it is immediately police shit. I'm still so. Who was this for? Were you gonna use this in court? Like, nah. I told you. You see that? He said we was out the deal. That's a Draco right there. Yeah, but we was, enforcement. Nigga, that's not how it worked. I was like, man, delete that. As soon as we delete, why did you record that? Would you put this in a fucking group chat? He just stand there in the color like bro, say, yeah, I'm out this deal, man. Let's make it official. Of course, nigga be like, yeah, he out there. We gonna say no. When nigga just pull a Draco out right in front of him, he gonna say he snitched. No, y'all snitched on yourselves with this one. They ain't saying this is your group chat. It's like, wait, hold on. Hello, you moving, grooving, vibing, sliding as Michael Myers. I need 630s pulling up on WAP, plus 2 drivers, overstood. Jesus Christ, overstood. These niggas TTG, trained to go on the humble for the love of the fucking game. I want no smoke within 3 minutes. Overstood. What we need to do? Bet. I'm there. Pull up. I'm there. Let me know. I need drivers. Y'all niggas need therapy and help. Because what the fuck is going on? I probably, hey man, that gang shit not worth it. How many times we gotta talk about this? This is what they call sweat equity. Young niggas that got some work to do in them fields, working on cents for the hour. That's what you should overstand. This nigga's bugging.
Yeah, they wildin'. If that's your hero, you need to get your head checked. This is who the young generation is following, though. Pooh fucking Shiesty. That is their man. That's their guy. That's their go-to. That is their hero. Hear what I'm talking about? That is who's raising these knuckleheads. A knucklehead. So, yeah, they're cooked. They are cooked like noodles. Trust me. Hear what I'm talking about? They all run into jail.
From the Great America State Fair, this is the stage for rehearsals. Yeah, as you can see, it's falling apart, almost hit dancers as they were rehearsing for their Freedom 250 4th of July celebrations. You're going to see a piece of the roof of the stage literally fall, almost hit multiple dancers on stage as they were rehearsing for the 4th of July celebrations. Many people have seen this video, which I posted across the internet already, and they say that this is representative of everything that this 4th of July stands for in America and what the president is doing to America these days. Here's the thing. Number one, thankfully, no one was injured. This could have been very serious. It looks like a large piece of metal literally fell from the sky and almost hit these dancers. Thankfully, no one was injured. But it is representative of the state of this state fair and the Freedom 250 celebrations. Spread the word. Follow along to stay updated on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon.
Trash. That whole 250, trash. If niggas don't disrupt that and completely disrespect the America 250, trash. You know what I mean? I want to see 250 ancestors hanging, 250 slaves, 250 slave ships. You know what I'm talking about? 250 treaties that they broke, right? 250 patents that they stole. That's what I want to see. 200 fucking shackles and 50 goddamn leg shackles. That's the only 250 nooses. That's the only thing America 250 is in my mind. I don't know what they talking about. What the hell? That's why that shit is trash. None of that is gonna come about. None of that. That's all gonna be trash. The same way that UFC shit was trash. Yeah, that whole Trump shit is going to fail miserably. Trust me.
Talk about this recent event here where failed the Empire State Building make a political protest statement, and then the man proposed to the woman. What's the significance behind this energetically? When we understand energy alchemy, we're looking at bandwidth ranges, frequency ranges of height. The higher you are, literally, physically, they are physically on top of the Empire State Building. The higher you are in frequency, and the frequency ranges or bandwidth ranges, think of them like being an air traffic control in New York at the airport. Each range accepts a different sort of aircraft physically, but in energy, each range has a set of experiences that have been programmed within that range of frequency alchemically on the planet in a city. These two went to a utmost position of New York City and commanded the alchemical power of being at a higher bandwidth range of frequency and created a dominant frequency of fifth dimensional love. Not only that, they grabbed onto the frequency with a proposal. Like, this is just insane to me. This proposal, like, it just looks cute. Like, oh my God, he just proposed. Actually is a marriage fifth dimensionally at that specific frequency in New York, which actually programs the quantum universal source code field of the entire city because of this act of bravery, harmonic defiance. So something that just looks cute and romantic, which it is, it's also insane, was a frequency of belief of like the ride or die, where they actually went to the highest high that they could reach in New York with this as a ritual, we'll call it. And I believe that this is, I'm feeling the energy right now spiritually, it is on behalf of the collective. And they programmed at the collective level that in the ride or die, you rise. It's not the Bonnie and Clyde die. It's the rise. It's the rise of this. He's proposing and she accepted on the top of the Eiffel Tower. Now, because it's like breaking a law, it also breaks the universal laws in the area, which opens up a new quantum source code or field for love to break through legality, law. Ultimately, it's just defeating archons, defeating evil, and claiming the most high territory in New York, or one of the most high bandwidth ranges of frequency, as being pure source love, where you overcome and rise to meet. Craziest, most inconvenient circumstances. Love dominates. It's like they stole and reset the Matrix 5D in New York on behalf of 20 million people at that level. That marriage proposal is a fifth dimensional marriage proposal on behalf of the city. So many, many, many more people are going to be able to reach that high frequency now. And I don't know, it's nuts, but I think it's cool.
Interesting take. Interesting take. You know? Interesting take. Let's go.
Joe Biden instead of Trump's team.
No, you know not giving this out. Well, I appreciate those words. Those words are fantastic. And I just want to say it's an honor to be with you today. We are making a little bit of a tour. some of the fantastic things you've done.
Every single news outlet would be lights on, nobody home. Biden thinks AI Roosevelt is real. And hello, Trump definitely thinks he's real.
Even had a conversation with Theodore Roosevelt.
You had a conversation with a dead guy from 1919? That's interesting.
I said, what did you think about the Panama Canal? Do you consider that your greatest achievement? How do you feel about the fact that the Democrats gave the Panama Canal away to Panama for $1?
Hello? Yeah. You see the fucking problem? Whoa. He think this shit is fucking real. He should be in a home. No, he's running as the president of the United States. Somebody put this nigga in hospice.
You or someone you know been diagnosed with TDS? The symptoms can be relentless. Fortunately, I'm Dr. Trump, and I have a treatment plan.
From the official account of the president of the United States. Do you understand how embarrassing that is? We're an embarrassment to the world right now.
Let's hear what some of my patients have to say.
Really thought I was a lost cause. This was gonna affect me for the rest of my life. But after using the treatment plan, I can see a difference.
I really wasn't sure I could help some of these people. They were so far gone, I wasn't really sure.
I mean, what the fuck server are we in? Get me out expeditiously. Saw AI Whoopi. Could she sue for that? I wonder. But regardless, I mean, this shit don't even feel real. Like, this feel like a dark comedy movie. Like, the boys couldn't even script this shit up.
My two beautiful sons sitting there. I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome, okay?
That's a fucking normal thing to say, but that's the thing. He's so out of his fucking mind that he's really playing in full creative mode, and he getting away with it. So I'm building a presidential golf course. Why strictly for vibes, man? Fuck it. What are y'all gonna do about it? And this is the point where I'll be like, you know what? What are they gonna do about it? Because they be doing a whole lot of complaining, Democrats, but they don't really be doing shit about it. So us as people, like, why are you telling us? Y'all niggas in the government, go do something. He's talking about, oh yeah, we about to just cut down the oldest cherry blossom tree. Fuck that tree. Look at the vision. That's hole number 4 right there. And it's like, oh, well, who's gonna stop him? This nigga building a fucking forever bunker, made a UFC fight in the front yard. Obviously, the presidents before, he's not on creative mode. Popping big shit right in front of his new jet. Like, yeah, look at this motherfucker. Gifted to me. Well, you think I'm gonna actually pass this bitch down to the next president? No, it's gonna go in my library. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe not. Who knows? And dweeb bitch ass Musk is freaking the fuck out because he's starting to realize people can actually tell how many people he's killed indirectly because of cuts to U.S. aid. You know, real loser activity as usual.
Somebody call him the Timu Drake. Man, y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for that. Let's go. Check this out. Let me see. Brosy. Wait, for Brosy, they had another one of them damn white parties. Let's talk about it.
Cuba's all-white party that happens every year is very bizarre. And I know I can't be the only one that finds this bizarre. And also, that's a very interesting hand sign that Alicia Keys is using right there. But the fact that all of these people, these famous people, gather together every year to dress in all white, something is just very strange about all of this. I mean, here you got Jay-Z, Tom Brady with Michael Rubin right here. I mean, these people are definitely in the club, and they are showing you that every single year when they attend this event. I mean, you even have Jake Paul there. I mean, come on, you all. This should show and tell you all that you need to know.
Is that Roseanne Barr?
What this party is really about.
Is that fucking Roseanne Barr? So when we say that the whole world is a stage, so if Jake Paul is there and didn't get knocked out, when we tell you that all of this shit is a stage, right? This is Clive Davis 2.0. This is Clive Davis. Yeah, this is the Diddy. This is the Diddy and Whiteface. This is literally the Diddy party, and then it became the Jay-Z luncheon. Now it's the Michael Rubin show, right? Where they all hobnobbing, okay? But then no niggas build nothing from all of these white shows. All of these shows, nobody built anything. All of these black people came together. They stand on couches and drink Ace of Spades. They have not done. And when I say do anything, I ain't talking about that's Martha Stewart. Damn, I thought that was Roseanne Barr. Damn, sis. You got anyway, I'm not talking about charity. I'm not talking about feeding the children. I'm talking about some shit that's sustainable like a fucking app. I'm talking about something that is solution based. I'm talking about something that you could do an IPO for, like how Elon Musk did for SpaceX. Where is that? Why do I have white papers? Why am I'm ready for an IPO if I wanted to. Where's your businesses at? Where's your tools at? Where's your apps at? Where's your propriety? That's all I'm want to know. All of that getting together, it can't be just to knock boots. It can't be nigga, not to get around these women, cause y'all see them all year. I mean, come on. Come on, fam. Y'all was just at the fucking Grammys. You was at All-Star Weekend, nigga. It's not that. So what are you doing? Like, I'm not talking to the white folks. I'm talking to all of the black folks who actually could do something, who actually could change things, who actually could you talk black excellence, nigga, you haven't founded anything. You're playing a piano. No disrespect. Mad niggas play the piano. I don't care about that. Where's your that's not excellence. That's a skill. Black excellence is when you use a skill to highlight your excellence to do something else. Just because Whitney Houston was able to sing, that don't make her black excellence. Just because James Brown could do a split, nigga, that didn't make him black excellence. It's what he did with the money that he made from doing the splits. That's what made him like, oh, this nigga got some excellence in him. He's taking care of Macon. He's doing things and he's founding shit. And you know what I mean? Like RZA, he gave a company the blueprint to make a machine that all of the artists in the industry use. That's excellence. That's what I consider to be excellence. Not the shit that we know you for doing. If you went to the NBA and they paid you $100 million to dribble a ball, nigga, that is not black excellence, fam. Jaylen Brown would be Kyrie Irving. They may exhibit indicators of black excellence, but I don't even know if they are making anything that's going to live longer than them. I don't know if they created products or services that we could be. Not no sneakers, my nigga. Not no sneakers. What are you making? What are you creating? What have you founded? That's the only thing that matters right now. It's a cracker from South Africa running around as a trillionaire. I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all, bro. It don't even make sense to me.
These people are definitely in the club, and they are showing you that every single year when they attend this event. I mean,
anybody with melanin who's on the big stage and you got more than 100,000 in your account and you on the stage, you an actor, you an athlete, you an artist, you more than likely have found a purpose. And that purpose will lead you to black excellence. But if you're one of these artists, you're supposed to be using that purpose to do it bigger than the average human, the average person, the average layman. It's regular people doing. You got married couples on 100 acres and they building out cul-de-sacs. You got married couples. You got people who went to high school together. These are mere mortals and whatnot. They out here, they got strip malls and whatnot. They building subdivisions and shit like that. What are these artists doing? What are they doing? They're not doing shit. That's not excellence to me. What is their purpose? Is not singing, their purpose is not dancing, and their purpose is not being in the fucking Hollywood movies and whatnot. That is not their purpose. That's not nobody's purpose. That's your job. That's the same way that nigga get up every day and punch a clock. That's not your purpose. Oh, my purpose was to be a doctor. It was not, my nigga. That's not your purpose. That's your occupation.
And you even have Jake Paul there. I mean, come on, you all. This should show and tell you all that you need to know about what this party is really about. I mean, come on. Everybody dressing in all white. I mean, come on. It's just a very, very strange party. And I know I can't be the only one out there that finds all of this to be strange. And sometimes he even has these celebrities doing weird stuff, like that time when Meek Mill was doing a bunny hop. Because all this is the gathering of...
Do I look like this nigga right here? Because if I had $5 for every white person to tell me I look like Snoop Doggy Dogg, man, like, I'd be giving away charity my damn self. Do I look like this guy? Calvin Brodus? Somebody said, I knew it. If Martha Stewart was there, we knew Snoop was somewhere around. Like, let's be clear. Like, if we saw Martha Stewart his ass, you know she finna not be around no black folks without Uncle Snoop to hold her down. Facts. I don't think she gonna wing it by herself. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do they say that? You know what I'm talking about? Respectfully, even the AI thinks that I'm Snoop. I'm like, what's going on, fam? I don't think I look nothing like fam. You know what I mean? I don't look like him. I don't look like his son or nothing. Like, where is that coming from? That's why I know white folks, they not looking at us, my nigga. They don't look at us. They don't know how we look.
The elites every single year.
We got pointy. I got the pointy nose. You know, that might be it. But I don't see it. I don't know what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, Woody Harrelson? You look like Woody Harrelson. They don't look nothing like Woody. You look like Woody Harrelson. Did anybody ever tell you that? You know what I'm saying? The fuck?
Did you guys see this? The earthquake in Venezuela?
All right.
Clearly, we know more about Austin Metcalf and his family than we do the 5 families of the kids who were lynched in the South in less than a year. Kai James was lynched last week. Turner Jobs Corps Center in Georgia. He was 21. 2 weeks before that, Tanya Miller was lynched on a tree in fucking Florida in a public park, right? And then 2 weeks before that, Juliana was lynched, outside of a church in North Carolina. A couple months before that, Kyle Basinga was lynched in a public park in fucking Georgia. And then a couple months before that, Trey Reed was lynched on his campus in Mississippi, right? And so, is anyone noticing a trend that's starting to kind of speed the fuck up? Cops have been lynching people forever. That was their job. They were slave catchers, right? Probably up until the 60s, white people were doing that in the middle of the town, right? So black people don't hang themselves in public. We do that. Governors got off from work. Politicians, cops magically stopped being cops. They didn't have to protect the city, because they don't. They protect businesses and they hunt down black people. But the point is they do decide what is legal versus illegal in your little town, which means the news, cherry picks what it tells you. Legal and illegal means white versus black, and the news tells you only one side of the story. It always has, so that the cops can get away every 50 years with doing the same shit, just, using a different method. And strange fruit in this era is going to be, lynching by a cop called suicide by a coroner. The point is that they can't fucking talk about Austin Metcalf now that the cops killed a dog, they killed a baby, they allowed the killing of a 14-year-old, and they just killed Kadir Skinner. Nobody even knows about it. Add that up with the 7 lynchings and the unidentified amount in the South, and then white people all realize that the only thing that unites us is our racism. We erase all of our cultural differences to try and be like what? The best over here? And we're nobody. We don't know who we are. We know nothing about us, right? And all we know is that our eyes are too far apart when we're inbred and racist. That's it. And so it's why, everyone can see us. We can't see anybody, right? We were sitting on them. Their culture is a product of our racism, right? It's why we are so fucking embarrassing, just all the time. And we can never read a room. But either way, sorry about that. Our bad as always.
Okay, you all. So you all remember the Looking Glass project that they were spying on.
Oh, no, I ain't doing that. Some people will be having good videos, but they just take it a little too far. And then y'all think that's how I think.
This artist's name was Twin77, and the reason why is almost impossible to believe. Born in Nigeria in 19...
Breaking news from Off the Curb Ministries. The Euphrates River, 5 years ago, the water...
News from Off the Curb Ministries. The Euphrates River, 5 years ago, the water level was like up to here on this tower. It's drying up. And it said in the book of Revelation that the Euphrates River is going to dry up. And when it does, a fallen angel is coming out. And this just so happens to be around the same time that conflict in the Middle East is happening. Famine in the Middle East is happening. So there's multiple countries going against each other. And we're having crazy earthquakes this week. California, Japan, Venezuela. Nation will go to war against nation. We're seeing that. Kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in many parts of the world, as well as famines. But this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. So this is part of the reason why people, I think they did a poll, and it was like 40% of Americans believe that we are in the end time. And I don't think this is the end of the world, of course, but perhaps the end of an era, because with all this AI stuff, the chemicals, the contaminants, the environmental stuff that's going on, like, this isn't sustainable. And I don't mean sustainable as in like World Economic Forum, like sustainable development, Agenda 2030. I'm not talking about that. I just mean in general, like this, everything's coming to a head here. And I don't have all the solutions and all the answers to these questions and whatnot, but I do know that it's never been more important in human history to be of sound mind and sound body. And detox all the crazy chemicals and contaminants we're exposed to. And if you think that's important, right now, Chalk is giving away free $100 bags of organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder, which is super detoxing and delicious, plus it stimulates stem cell production. And if you combine that with the hot water purified shilajit, you're getting some of the most powerful adaptogens.
The free will being put on display here today. A couple climbs to the Empire State Building, Red Bull nowhere in sight, why strictly for vibes. March very gusted, death. For the love of the fucking game. But that's also why free will is so crazy. Because you don't gotta do that. But then they hang a banner that says, when the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. Jazz snaps to that one. That is a fucking elite quote. No ropes, no harness, special white breed indeed. Up there in the cut like Neosporin. But Sean had one more stunt to pull. They climb down, meet on this little platform, have a little conversation. Everybody in the newsroom like, yeah, they're gonna be arrested. They are cooked. He's like, wait, stand right here. And she's like, they're like, kind of far down for what? You gonna push me off the... You on one knee? Boy say, will you marry me? Because clearly, no rope, no harness. We just climbed to the top of the fucking Empire State Building for the love of the game, and I love you. I don't want to spend my life with nobody else. Are you shitting me? Be mine, Catwoman. And she clearly is like, I fucking love you, Batman. I think about it though, she really didn't have a choice to say no. I mean, she could have, but that looked like a life risk. No rope, no harness. We all the way up here. I could be all the way down there. All right, helicopter, do a better job with the camera. We supposed to pan so I can see what the fuck is going down. But regardless, man, white people, especially white men, I feel bad for you because look at your competition. Like, every other color, they ain't climbing to the top of the Empire State Building. Special white breeze indeed, they gonna be like, well, I mean, yeah, this is nice and all, but like, you didn't plan climbing to the top of the Empire State Building with me like he did. She don't even give a fuck what she's like, you know what? Mask off. Like Future said, I love you. I don't care if these people see my face. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. We need to meet these people. They climbed to the top of the Empire State Building to talk about peace. In a world that is so fucking violent right now, we need to be more like these two special white breeds indeed. Now you want to pan the fuck over. Son had a camera set up, 360 joint in the platform. I mean, your kids are going to be fucking legendary. I know you haven't had them yet, but in the future, your lore, unfucking believable. And it's like, wow. Love is a great thing to fucking see. Who knows what that conversation is right now? But it's the hottest day damn near all summer in New York right now. And they climbed to the top of that bitch regardless to spread the word about love. And how the fuck are you ever supposed to be that picture? Just married, I say yes after we illegally climbed to the Empire State Building. I mean, you two are fucking legends. Somebody give me their names right now. I'll put some money on their books. This shit seemed worth it.
Now, New York is going through the Mamdani effect, right? And they are witnessing a drop in crime. There are 3 sports teams that have won championships. You have the New York Knicks, you have the Liberty, and there was another team that won as well, right? This is all within the span of a few months. And people in New York are just shifting their energy, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There's an energy shift taking place. So like the video that I put up earlier with the women and the couple climbing, where the woman was talking about the quantum effect of it, especially with the retrograde hitting and with that moon and whatnot. You know, we just want to pay attention. We want to pay attention, okay? Because things are definitely shifting. All right, things are definitely shifting. And at the same time, while they're shifting, there's this conversation going on about quantum computers. Not just quantum computers. I've been hearing conversations taking place about just quantum mechanics and quantum physics, right? Which would be the father or the grandfather of metaphysics and shit, right? So yeah, check it out. Let's get familiar more so with quantum technology, quantum computers, the quantum internet. Donald Trump and the Trump administration just signed an initiative to fast track and to make quantum computing and the quantum blockchain the standard and whatnot. So we should definitely get tapped in to this quantum technology. My good brother Mansa Isa Muhammad, he brought quantum computing into our community. He has the connection. He's successfully connected his quote unquote system, his operating system, with the quantum machine out of China, right? And he put a PDF, he put a book out on how you could do it as well. So if that's something that interests you or spikes your interest, yeah, tap in with the brother Mansa Isa Muhammad. Tell him that we sent you. If you can't tap in or you don't know where to tap in, the email that's scrolling at the bottom in blue, that is the best way to get in contact with us. Or you could simply leave a comment in the comment section, either when you see the video now or when you see it later on, and then we'll be able to answer any questions or send you any information that you may need to get in contact with the good brother and get your thing popping. Okay, but check it out, quantum machines.
This is not a movie set. This is a D-Wave quantum computer, the first of its kind ever sold commercially. So that's the important part, is this has been sold commercially.
About 50 million if you want one.
And the man who built it, the physicist who designed the chip at its core, describes standing next to it as standing next to an altar to an alien god. Not a metaphor, not poetry.
He literally says stuff
his
like this all the
exact
time.
words.
Yeah, an alien god. All right, so cop that one. So we're multi-dimensional. We're basically getting information from other universes and dimensions. And they keep referencing demons, gods, and things like that.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's hairy.
So his exact words that he said, why would the creator of the world's first commercial quantum computer reach for religious language? Why altar? Why alien? Why God?
Indeed.
Because something about these machines resists a purely technical explanation. The deeper we looked into what he has said publicly and repeatedly, the more one question kept surfacing. Do we know what we're actually messing with? And that's what I think freaks you out.
Look, when Musk comes out getting freaked out, all right, so he has his own AI and everything, so he has said that AI is pretty demonic as well, and that the same kind of stuff, so he fears it. He has quotes that he's basically saying that he's internally terrified by the possibilities of where all this goes, AI and now quantum computing. Quantum computing will make like our basic AI that everyone uses look like child's toy. Quantum's very, very different. It's nothing like a computer that you have at home. $50 million, that'll tell you that it's a little bit different. And so the basics of quantum, I'll try to break it down really, really quick. You could put a quantum computer on the moon and Mars. Whatever I do on my end here, on say the base station in Earth, instantly is happening on Mars and the moon. Instantly. There's no delay. So this thing's a possible time machine. Musk has a quote, I don't have it up on screen at the moment, but he has a quote saying that in the future, if you lost, for instance, your Bitcoin password, you'll be able to get it back with quantum computing by going to the future, getting your password and then coming back. So what he's actually saying is that this thing will be able to crack every code that the world has. Like every password will be cracked. And when I first, was looking at this and thinking, if they cracked like our banks and Bitcoin, say things like that, it's over. Like that's an instant crash. The day that possibly happens, and I've done videos on this. That the rumors are that it'll become that powerful.
In 2018, me and Brother Rich, we did a lecture called Quantum Supremacy. And then in 2020, I did a follow-up called Quantum Supremacy 2020. So we've been on top of the research dealing with the quantum machines for a very, very long time. I remember it was Brother Panic who spiked my interest because he was the first one to speak about the D-Wave machine, the quantum machine called D-Wave. And then we went and did a deep dive, and with so much information that came out of that, we decided to make it a lecture. It's like 4 to 5 hours and shit. So this quantum, I'm so, I'm elated that we have arrived to whereas quantum computing is something that the average layman or the average person could get their hands on, because if you know what you're doing with it, if you know how to utilize it, man, oh man, you have an unfair advantage in life. You know what I'm saying? And until they get mass adapted, I would highly suggest anybody that's listening to me, go and do your research and find out or figure out how you could benefit off of quantum computing. Okay. Think about 100,000 classical computers, right? Not being able to even come up with the amount of information that one quantum computer could come up with in 1 second. 100,000 computers running for a lifetime can't equal the compute. They can't solve the amount of questions or problems or mathematical problems that 1 second of a quantum compute. That's why they said that when they drop the computer, it's going to crack. Bitcoin is going to fall to zero. That's why Bitcoin is falling and whatnot, because the more rise up of quantum computing, the more that you see quantum computing come into the game. Unless they put Bitcoin on a blockchain or a quantum blockchain, that bitch is going to zero because they're going to be able to hack it. So the whole use case is out the window. Holla.
Called me lazy before they realized my brain could print money, bro. That's the part nobody wants to talk about. Crazy, distracted, arrogant, always in trouble, always suspended, always too much. That was the label. But the label was never the truth. It was the frame they put on a kid they did not know how to read. I was in 7th grade when I popped my first oxy. In 7th grade, one of my friends died from a Xanax overdose. My middle school years were pure chaos. Cops, suspension, bad decisions, hood rat timelines. Then I got to high school and I locked the in, bro. Freshman year, sophomore year, no trouble, 3.0 GPA. I figured out this system. Not because I respected it, because I learned how to game it. That was the signal. By junior year, I looked at college and said, that shit don't make any sense, bro. The only careers making the money I wanted were doctor or lawyer. And I was not giving my life to a system just to get permission to make money. So my attention moved. All of it. Money online, affiliate marketing, ads, systems, leverage. I made my first $20,000 at 16, a junior in high school. Bought my first car. And that was the moment I knew school was not the path. It was the frame. And I'd already stepped outside of it. Now here's where it gets weird, bro. Years later, I had clients with PhDs from Stanford, Harvard, and other Ivy League schools paying me over $50,000 a pop to build their business strategy, while telling me I probably had ADHD or autism. That was not the problem. That was the proof. The thing they wanted to diagnose was the same thing they were paying for. Look, my brain sees systems. It sees frames. It sees attention. It sees where belief is being installed. It sees where identity is getting hijacked before people realize they gave consent. Look, I've managed over $10 million in ad spend and helped generate generate over $200 million in client-side return. Not because I was traditionally educated, because I was not fully captured. That is the advantage. And I was not always clean with it. I used to aim my brain at escape. Xanax, Molly, avoiding my own reality. Because hyperfixation without the right target turns into self-destruction. But once I aimed that same intensity at the highest version of me, I became dangerous, bro. Not dangerous to people, dangerous to the systems that needed me confused. Because frame control is the real exit. If you do not control your frame, the world assigns one to you. Family assigns one, school assigns one, media assigns one, authority assigns one, diagnosis assigns one, the algorithm assigns one. And you start calling the cage your personality. That is the hijack. Comment scroll if this hit your body, because your scroll does not give you another label. It maps the operating system underneath the label your soul chose. Where your advantage got misnamed, where your frame got hijacked, where your intensity got pointed at escape instead of destiny. Where the part of you they called broken was actually the part God sent here to build. And here's the loop. What if the thing they punished you for was the exact mechanism that makes you impossible to control?
Talk to him. You know what? I'm gonna play the sister video. I'm not gonna disrespect her. You know what I mean? I don't agree with everything, but let's this is for my researchers. Let's go.
The Looking Glass project that they were spying on us with their little cameras. And I don't think many people realize that the reason why they turned that CERN machine off too is because pieces were falling and things like that. But what if I tell you that they turned the CERN machine off because, baby, they seen some stuff in that machine and it scared them. You know, like you watch a scary movie or something like that and wow. Oh man, if I could see the look on those people's face. And let's not forget about the CERN machine. We cannot not say that the Moors did not have nothing to do with this. Over there in Switzerland, if you ever known Switzerland or ever been to Switzerland, that is one of the most expensive places to go because your Moors are over there in Switzerland. And hell, you know, they had to turn the CERN machine off too because look what's going on. The meltdown that's going on over there in Europe, honey. The street lights are melting. The ground is melting. I'll do a video on that. But my thing is,
I want to see the black people in Switzerland. I'm sure that they got some, but I want to see them. I don't know if research Moore's Law. I've been talking about Moore's Law 10 years ago, respectfully. I want to research. I just want to see the pictures. You know, I want somebody to pop out with a meta glasses and show me all of these black elites. You know what I mean? Like at G7, and not just the African who be coming through, you know, not like African leaders and shit like that. Where are these black elites at? Do they take pictures? Are they camera shy? Will they kill you if you take a picture of them? Where's the Moors in Switzerland?
They seen indigenous people taking over. China had to shut that machine off. So this is the time on a positive note, because I dare not debunk the reason why they turned it off on something negative. No, you all. Just like when they turned it off in 2018 and things like that, and then COVID came, but people were being more into their selves. A lot of people became business managers, owning property, you know, just doing the thing. So this is the time within the 4 years, you guys, to raise your frequency and your vibration and to do your big one. You have no one now really controlling the energy, the Earth's energy. let me say it, the people energy and things around you, but that's small to a giant. I'm saying no one is stopping you all now. So what is your excuse? While that CERN machine is turned off, that's what you should be doing. Making sure that when they turn it on, that you can withstand everything that's going to come, because it's going to be powerful. And they know the gig is up. They're turned it off because the Moors told them so. Let's not forget who runs this world. Ashe.
That's gonna be the biggest. That's gonna be a movie, right? When they discover the Moors, the secret black Moors that were running things on some Tyrone shit. You know what I mean? The Moors in the basement, the Moors in the catacomb. Mythos and fables. You know what I mean? We might as well make the mythos and the fable, right? Because it's definitely gonna be it's a narrative. It's a great story to tell. You know what I mean? Let's get into this Venezuela shit, man. This Venezuela thing is crazy, man. Let's go.
I see this. The earthquake in Venezuela might have been more than just a natural disaster. And if you're not checking out Whispers of Truth, go check them out. Awesome page. And of course, this could get deleted, but hopefully not. The big earthquake in Venezuela wasn't just nature. It was allegedly man-made HARP. The secret U.S. weapon in Alaska can trigger earthquakes. The timing was too perfect. Right before the quake, HARP antennas fired up hard. Witnesses saw strange lights in the sky. The ground shook exactly where the leaders wanted it to. Venezuela is fighting America's control. Former Venezuelan President J.A.S.O.N stated that the technology was used in Haiti as a weapon of last resort, causing a devastating earthquake in 2010. Could this just be a coincidence? HARP doesn't just study the sky. It heats the ionosphere and sends waves back to Earth. These waves can crack the ground, and scientists know it. Governments hide it. Old documents prove they tested this power for years. For example, Turkey in 2023, same lights, same magnitude. Strange, isn't it? I don't think so. They used it to punish Venezuela for selling oil to enemies and standing against the dollar. Earthquakes destroy cities, scare people, and open doors for new leaders. The elites get what they want, weak countries that they can control, and we know this to be facts. This wasn't random. It was a warning shot from the sky. If they can shake Venezuela, they can shake anywhere. Your city could be next. We saw this also happen where? Maui. We know for sure. They tell you that's not possible, but the evidence is everywhere, and you can't trust governments anymore, let's be honest. Instead, you have to see the truth. The reality they kept hidden from you for years until now, and it's been coming out nonstop the last 3-4 years. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this could have been man-made?
They got floods. They got earthquakes. They got red skies. They got lightning storms. What the hell is going on in Venezuela, y'all? What the hell is happening in Venezuela? Twinizela. That shit look crazy.
Earthquakes, floods, and political turmoil, the skies are now turning red. This is what Venezuela's capital of Caracas looks like today. And while there's a perfectly scientific and non-apocalyptic explanation for this phenomenon, with the backdrop of the year that Venezuela has been having, it's fair to understand why this has triggered such a huge amount of superstition online. Because not only was the country thrown into political chaos after Maduro was captured in January, but then the war broke out in the Middle East, only exacerbating their economic hardship. After that, they were hit by not one, but 2 devastating earthquakes, one of which was the most powerful they've experienced in over 100 years. And right as residents are picking up the pieces and searching for the bodies of their loved ones in the rubble, they've been hit by a 3rd natural disaster. Severe flooding has now swept through the country's northwest, submerging homes, overflowing rivers, and causing landslides. And this is all while 43,000 people are still unaccounted for from the earthquakes alone. NASA estimates that nearly 60,000 buildings have been destroyed or
damaged, and a food crisis is now looming, with the World Food Program appealing for $50 million to provide emergency food for up to 500,000 people. So, whatever you do, be sure to keep the people of Venezuela in your thoughts and prayers.
Earthquake that happened in Venezuela is not natural, it's man-made. The secret societies and the members of the global cult have been planning this using HARP technology. Even Hugo Chavez, the president of Venezuela in 2010, warned about this, and you can hear it in this clip.
Chavez is saying that the U.S. Navy launched a weapon capable of inducing a powerful earthquake off the shore of Haiti. He adds that this time it was only a drill, and the final target is destroying and taking over Iran.
This proves that even then the US Navy was using these technologies to bring in these earthquakes. Not just this, but factor in the fact that the Venezuelan president was kidnapped by the US in January. And why did they do that? Of course, for the oil. So another reason to bring this earthquake would be to actually use this HARP technology to search for the oil below the surface, because now US controls the oil reserves of Venezuela. And if you don't believe me, hear what this tomographer has to say.
What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you do this with 1 billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
And if this is not enough, the earthquake that had happened in Haiti, they were smuggling kids straight to Epstein Island. Kids who were abandoned, kids who were separated from their parents, smuggled to Epstein Island. Are they repeating history now, again, for the kids to be trafficked? And if you don't believe what I'm saying, just have a look at this clip.
Going on is that apparently they are taking traumatized and orphaned children to use for child trafficking.
Hermanos, si tienen familiares que tenían niños allá en La Guaira, lo más recomendable que yo les digo ahorita, vayan para allá, porque si sus familiares y sus hijos quedaron a la intemperie, hermano, Mr. Pizza, yo no puedo hablar mucho de esto porque esto es algo de la él a nivel mundial, puedan a uno por hablar de estas cosas, pero aquí en Venezuela está operando eso y tienen que cuidar los peluches porque Mr. Pizza se lo puede. Entonces están robándose los peluches para venderlos, hermano. Así que.
So now, after watching all of this, if you feel that reality that they are showing you is not real,
Thousands of missing Venezuelan children, the earthquake is not over. The most dangerous part is just now beginning. The exact same trafficking operation that they did in Haiti to send kids to Epstein Island is being done right now in Venezuela. The app being used to traffic these children is called Vented. Here's one of the posts. It says, rescued Venezuelan plushie from the earthquake, 3,800 euros. After the earthquake, posts like these are all over the websites. 3 years old. Use DM for measurements. Like I said before, the same trafficking operation that the Clinton Foundation did in Haiti, they're now trying to do in Venezuela.
According to UNICEF, 3.9 million children live in the areas the earthquake hit. In the chaos, thousands have already been separated from their families, and these separated kids are at risk of being taken and exploited unless they are found and reunited with family members fast. I've already been getting videos in the dead of night about this because there is a known trafficking ring in Venezuela.
Hermanos, si tienen familiares que tenían niños allá en La Guaira, lo más recomendable que yo les digo ahorita, vayan para allá, porque si sus familiares y sus hijos quedaron a la intemperie, hermano, Mr. Pizza, yo no puedo hablar mucho de esto porque esto es algo de la él a nivel mundial, puedan a uno por hablar de estas cosas, pero aquí en Venezuela está operando eso y tienen que cuidar los peluches porque Mr. Pizza se lo puede. Entonces están robándose los peluches para venderlos, hermano. Así que pendiente y vista.
Man, these crazy bald heads, you gotta chase them out of your town because they coming on some bald head shit. You know how that be. Let's go. That was before the earthquake over Venezuela. That looked like a war in the heavens. That was before. That's not natural. That's not natural. That has nothing to do with weather. What the hell is going on? What is that? Who are they fighting? What kind of conflict is that? What does it look like from above it? You know? Is that spiritual warfare? Is that war on higher principalities? Really got to ask these questions. Is it a fear campaign? Is that Project Bluebeam? You know? Like, what the hell is that? They said that was sandstorm from Africa. They always blame Africa. They said that was a sandstorm from damn Africa, fam. Like, really? Conveniently, you get fucking sandstorm after the earth. Okay. It looked like the spaceships is fighting, right? This was Turkey. This was Turkey right before the earthquake, 2023. Now they're also brewing resentment among the spiritual community because they're saying that the spiritual community, and they said that the spiritual community was the ones who enacted the earthquake. So now you have the Christians or the religious people, they're getting propagandized against the spiritualists, and they're saying, yo, these people are the ones that caused it because they were summoning entities and whatnot. They had an Ogun and a Shango festival, and they were summoning entities that caused the earthquake. Facts. All of the, you know, the internet is filled with all of the Bible thumpers and oh, Jesus, take the wheel. So they're spreading a lot of these clips. They're calling it demon. You know what they do. But if you look at the crowd, that's a lot of melanin. That don't look like no pale field. That's a lot of melanin in that crowd. I met some people from Venezuela when I went to Colombia on my ayahuasca trip. There's some good people out there. You know what I mean? The Venezuelans was cool as fuck. And it was two sisters. I need to make sure that they okay. But it was some, yeah, they black. You know, me no black, but they kind of black, you know? Brosy.
Large Hadron Collider went dark. The most powerful machine humans ever built to smash matter apart and ask reality, what is it hiding? They call it Long Shutdown 3. Upgrades, magnets, detectors, high luminosity, technical language. Watch this.
Actually, CERN is dealing with radionuclear research. But it is more than that because there are lots of physicians. I know some. They're doing very strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out. It's physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified as beings coming in and out of portals.
Yes, they have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions. They say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists say. Some others say there are more dimensions, you know. And now when you look at what is going on in the Stern, there is a fight from some of the military agencies, intel. They say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time.
Technical language is how they make cosmic events sound boring. Because the real story is not at the machine shutdown. The real story is what the machine was built to chase. The standard model explains the part of reality we can name. But most of the universe is still dark matter, dark energy, missing architecture. Not gone, not imaginary, unaccounted for. So CERN builds a 17-mile ring underground and collides particles near light speed, trying to force the impossible answer. That's not just science, bro. That is a ritual of pressure. Matter against matter. Speed against silence. The seen world colliding with itself until the unseen leaves a trace. And now the machine goes dark for years. Till 2030 to be exact. And here's where it gets personal. So you have your own collider. Same relationship pattern, same money ceiling, same visibility block, same family loop, same self-sabotage. You keep smashing the same events together trying to find the hidden variable. And you call it chaos. It is not chaos. It is missing architecture. That was not the problem. That was the proof. Because pressure does not create truth. Pressure reveals what your system is ready to read. Look, CERN going dark is not the whole story. The story is what happens when the machine stops. Because when the collision ends, the signal underneath finally gets loud. Tesla knew there were signals beyond the visible. CERN knows most of the universe is still unaccounted for. And your body knows your life has been reacting to a hidden structure you still have not mapped. Look, the door is not just under Switzerland. The door is the loop in your life that keeps opening because you never found the source code. Comment scroll. Your scroll scan maps the hidden architecture underneath the pattern. Not the symptom, the signal beneath the signal. Because the question was never, what did CERN find? The question is, what keeps finding you? Comment scroll.
So on top of red skies, on top of the flood, on top of the earthquake, Venezuela's getting hit with lightning strikes. Violent lightning strikes too. Big dog shit.
Buenísima, un champaña.
So it's like, what if the gods are angry because they got some more efforts selling out in Venezuela, you know, which was divinely protected for keep in mind, they were protected. That land was protected. But they have been selling out. They have been acquiescing to the gringos. You ain't see one fight since they snatched Maduro. You know what I'm talking about? Then nobody lift a finger. So I don't know. What if it's divine judgment on their asses? You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. I'm just in the audience, just like you, paying attention. And remember, they're using, when I was in Colombia, they're using Venezuela as the punching bag to get the other countries in line. Because when I was in Colombia, they were whispering about Venezuela. They wasn't talking about it out loud. Like whatever the fuck they did, and whatever they did when they came over there, it sent signals around Latin America that the gringos are not playing. Same way when they pulled up on those ships and they start bucking niggas and whatnot, hitting them with them damn sticks to shoot thunder, aka a musket. That was superior technology back then. Now they're pulling up with superior technology to whereas the rumor was when they popped out in Venezuela, it was like 30 of them, and they killed off about 200 of the Venezuelan and the Cuban security guards with 30 men because they were super soldiers. They were using all of the Anthropic and Anduril and Palantir technology. Feel me? They jumped out and they was using the technology. Basically had the Venezuelan guards said that they felt like their insides were melting. They were getting hit with these sound waves. It felt like their insides were melting and they were defecating on themselves. Who got diarrhea? Who heard about the diarrhea shit going around in Chicago and everywhere. There's like explosive diarrhea. Respectfully, can't be on the China bus or the train or the plane right now. Now with niggas with explosive diarrhea. I was like, what? Yeah. Brosy. Let us continue. For anybody that's considering logging off of social media, for anybody that needs a social media break now that the summer started, there's proof. There's actual data to support your removal from social media. If they were to ban you from social media, if they were to shadow ban you, if they were to deplatform you, they're actually doing you a favor.
Instagram and Facebook right now. Stanford did a study where researchers took 35,000 users of Facebook and Instagram, paid some of them to deactivate their accounts for 6 weeks, compared them to a control group who only deactivated for 1 week. But the results that they got were not exactly what you would expect. Stick with me. They found that depression dropped, anxiety dropped, and happiness went up. On Facebook, you had a bigger impact on people over 35, and for Instagram, the biggest impact was on young women. But wait, the question here is why? And the author suggests that the improvement is likely due to A, reduced negative social comparison, B, less exposure to stressful or negative content, and C, this is key here, differences in platform experience. Stick with me. People who quit for 6 weeks, they didn't go outside much more often. They just replaced the social media usage with other apps, such as YouTube. Now, the effects are driven by different user experiences of Facebook or Instagram compared to the other apps. So in translation, not all screen time is equal. Some platforms are more psychologically taxing than others. It's not just about screen time, it's about what's on your screen. You're not addicted to your phone, you're addicted to specific feelings. And this gets psychological. It's these feelings of comparison, outrage, and validation loops. Look, I want to propose a challenge to you to stop scrolling and spend more time on long-form content. This Stanford study was a 6-week study and showed meaningful results in that time. Guess how long the challenge I'm about to propose to you lasts. Like this post and follow No Dice to get the details for No Dice 45 when we go live.
So that long form content that y'all have become familiar with over chia, yeah, it's healthy for your brain cells. You know what I'm talking about? We it's like the whole show is just a doom scroll in one. You don't got to scroll. It's just a whole doom scroll put together in one sitting. But nah, I'm serious. Yeah, I don't have to be preachy and reachy to let everybody know that the dopamine releases, like he said, we're not addicted to screen time. We're addicted to dopamine. You feel me? We're addicted to the dopamine rush. It's not the screen time. It's the feelings that the dopamine is giving you. We're addicted to that. So you might want to, you know what I mean? We might want to just be mindful of that. I'll just leave it at that because I can't police any grown man or woman's consumption. And I can't tell you how to do what you do. You know what I mean? That is completely out of my leagues. But protect your neck. You know what I'm saying? Definitely protect your neck and be very mindful of what they got out here. All right? And protect your peace. Yeah. Word from Pope Pablo. Pope is at FIFA right now. You know? I make sure he all right. He out there running on the field and shit, throwing balls. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the guy. Yo, make sure if y'all don't do nothing, definitely make sure that y'all tap in with the Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. We actually have the merch line. It's going to be dropping on the Mart 125. We also have a stand store, and it'll also be on Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. We're going to have it up there by today. So, yeah, man, this is going to be fire. We got some nice pieces. And, yeah, Shout out to the family who tapped in with us. And also, the book is on the way. The book is still being put together. We will be taking pre-orders, though. You know what I mean? So you could get your pre-order on. And we got some hoodies as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we cooking. You know what I'm talking about? We're definitely cooking. One more Pope. Wait, you said one more? Okay, we give him one more. Give him one more to Pope. You know what I'm saying? Give him one more.
To this day,
Done off. Yeah, done off. You can sit down. So yes, indeed. All of my get money, my get built people, I will see y'all. We will be in the building. We're gonna be working the strong end. We might even do a session tonight. You know what I'm talking about? Just look out for that. You know what I mean? If you have not signed up to the school, to Imaginarium, we are doing weekly. We are tapping in. We have a weekly workshop. We call it a workbench. But during the week, we are popping up for an hour. Last night it was like 4 hours, but we have something called summer school. And summer school, we are doing what? Summer school, we are basically going to be teaching our Imaginarium alumni, our 72 Claws alumni, our Get Money alumni, and everybody else that rocks with us. We are building out repos. We are going into the repos. We're building up skills. We are monetizing ideas and trends and whatnot. We're getting together on school, going live and building in real time. You get to see it in real time. You get to learn hands-on. So I throw the QR code real quick. Okay, the school is right there. If you hover above the QR code, you'll get access to our school. There are different tiers and whatnot. You could come in at the bottom tier, or you could come in at the top tier. We also have the workshop. That's the QR code for the workshop. That's a weekly workshop. And yes, it is a paid workshop. But yeah, tap in. You know what I mean? Take advantage of it. Tap all the way in to the this is Get Built right here. The Get Built workshop, the QR code for that is right there. And yeah, it's the future. We got Hitsayu Aku. We got my brother Ampu from Comedic Nation. And we also have many other special guests. I've been getting commitments for some heavy hitters. So we'll put the calendar out on Monday so y'all see what the whole July is looking like on school. But yeah, we lit. You know what I mean? We don't just live on YouTube. As you've seen with YouTube and Instagram, I don't want to be on social media. I want to be in a social network. I want to be in Discord. I want to be on school. I don't want to be where the noise is at. I don't want to doom scroll. I don't want the algorithm blocking me. None of that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I do not want that. I want to be with people of like mind who are determined. I want to be with people who are builders, creators. I want to be inside of a mastermind. That's where the magic is happening. Not on social media, clicking on likes and everything. They've done enough mental tests. Those places like TikTok and the IG and shit like that, doom scrolling and being on there all day, it will really make you broke. You're not making no money like that. You're fucking up your whole your neural pathways, and you're having a dopamine dump. So we moved away from that a long time ago. That's why you don't see me on IG, clout chasing and doing stupid shit. I'm where I'm supposed to be, building, making things happen. I'm where the action is taking place. So if that's somewhere that you want to be, you already know what it is. You know what I'm talking about? You already know what it is, man. I don't got to tell you, man. I'll see you in the building if it is what it is. If not, I'll see you on YouTube and them other places. Salute to everybody. Y'all make sure y'all stay dangerous to strong and stay focused. 4th of July, you know what I'm talking about? Stay out of the way, you know what I mean? This has nothing to do with you. I will focus on serious A, B, and C, the real quote-unquote 4th of July celebration, the alignment. I will focus on the energy of that moon that just passed. I will focus on the fact that we in adjacent months and get right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and light. We will see you on the go around. Brah.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sing 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields. And interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube. And fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descended of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Blast.
Crumb TV.